Greeting Florida FFA members, advisors, and supporters. I am very grateful to join you for the 2020 Florida FFA celebration. While we may not be together in person, I applaud your attendance and engagement in this convention. I also admire the leadership of your state leadership team and state officers, including your state FFA president, J.P. Prescott, your state program director, Caitlin Vickers, and your state FFA executive secretary, Mr. Ronnie Simmons. Each of these individuals deserves recognition for their efforts to deliver the state convention in these unusual times. In March, when governors and leaders across the nation began to make announcements that closed our schools for significant periods, my heart broke. I knew these decisions meant delayed plans and canceled field trips. Activities and ceremonies recognizing accomplishments and graduations would change considerably or happen not at all. In FFA, it meant significant disruptions to banquets, contests, and conventions. But disruption is only temporary, and that's why we're here today. Even in an unusual setting, these moments are important. A state convention is an opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of FFA members. Many of you have earned recognition through determination, effort, and hard work. You've reached goals and grown along the way. I can tell you that your efforts to achieve these goals is putting you on a path to success. I know this because I've lived it. As a young student in Georgia, my mom had a vision for me. She wanted me to become the first in our family to graduate high school. She knew that the diploma would open many opportunities for me, and she was correct. It opened the door for me to continue my education to a doctorate level and work to provide opportunities for other young students for my entire professional career. Also had teachers and advisors along the way that challenged me to stay on track as I pursued my goals. My agriculture teacher pushed me to lead and learn and helped me overcome many obstacles, including poverty, reading challenges, and speech issues. He helped me earn the opportunity to attend the Georgia State FFA Convention, which at that time was mostly attended by award winners and degree recipients. I can still remember the goosebumps that ran down my spine the first time I joined hundreds of other FFA members for the opening ceremonies. And I'll never forget joining in unison as we answered FFA members, "Why are we here?" And I also never forget hearing my name called as I earned my state FFA degree. It was an emotional moment for my family and me. It was a chapter in my life accomplished through the help of teachers and school leaders who challenged me to stay on track with my goals. Family members kept me from going astray, and the community provided a village approach to ensuring my success, being awarded the highest degree a state association could bestow on a member. During this convention, members and families have the same opportunity to celebrate. Ag teachers and FFA advisors will see how they played a role in making a difference in the lives of their students. And communities can take pride in their investment of time and resources for the future. As your National FFA advisor, I applaud the efforts of your leaders for taking on a "we will make this happen" attitude. This is a different delivery of a state convention. However, parents, teachers, sponsors, and your community still have a chance to celebrate your success stories. FFA members, during this pandemic moment, I challenge you to keep in mind the need to serve others. A line in the FFA motto states, "Living to serve." Allow your life to model that of being a servant to others. Reflect on those around you and be intentional in finding opportunities to help those who are less fortunate than you. These efforts will help you recognize and appreciate your blessings. A few years ago, I visited the Theodore Roosevelt Monument in Washington, D.C. I read a quote inscribed on a monument wall and reflected on the future for young people. It stated, "Be practical as well as generous in your ideas. Keep your eyes on the stars, but remember to keep your feet on the ground. Courage, hard work, self-mastery, and intelligent effort are all essential for a successful life." Character, in the long run, is the decisive factor in the life of an individual and of nations alike. I wish you success, FFA members, and I encourage you to continue to do the little things in life, as they will help set the foundation for your greatness. Thank you.
I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words, but of deeds.
Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturalists. In the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years.
I believe that to live and work on a good farm, or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits, is pleasant as well as challenging.
For I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life, and hold an inborn fondness for those associations which, even in hours of discouragement, I cannot deny.
I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly, with such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of the progressive agriculturalist to serve our own and the public interest in producing and marketing the product of our toil.
I believe in less dependence on begging and more power in bargaining, in the life abundant and enough honest wealth to help make it so for others as well as myself.
In less need for charity and more of it when needed, in being happy myself and playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life,
and that I can exert an influence in my home and community,
which will stand solid for my part in that inspiring task.
FFA members and guests, please help welcome your 2019-2020 Florida FFA State Officer Team. Your Area 1 State Vice President from the Alpha FFA Chapter, Braden Rapper. Your Area 2 State Vice President from the Trenton FFA Chapter, Lauren Roberts. Your Area 3 State Vice President from the Vanguard FFA Chapter, Taylor Burns. Your Area 4 State Vice President from the Kathleen FFA Chapter, Maddie Dvorak. Your Area 5 State Vice President from the Durant FFA Chapter, Cole Hansen. Your Area 6 State Vice President from the Avon Park FFA Chapter, Courtney Ball. Your State FFA Secretary from the Strawberry Crest FFA Chapter, Sydney Swartman. And your State FFA President from the Strawberry Crest FFA Chapter, J.P. Prescott.
Being a part of this organization for more than 5 years now, we noticed how often the state officers were in our areas performing chapter programs and chapter visits. So, when our incredible year of service began, we thought we had a pretty good grasp on how our schedule would look like. But boy, were we wrong.
I love Miss Hannah and Miss Erin and everything they do for us, but boy, they had my 2 months booked back to back with chapter programs and chapter events every single day. I never got a break.
Taylor, I feel that. They had me working the wheels off my Toyota Tacoma.
Cole, look at my calendar. Do you notice any trends?
I do. That's very booked there.
You know, I didn't have any days to myself.
While our time was full in the fall with chapter programs, we were so thankful to spend so much time with the Florida FFA members.
You know, that reminds me when JP and I went to our very first chapter program. After arriving at the ripe time of 7 a.m. at Bunnell High School, I remember him and I were shaking as we were headed to our classroom. Now, as we got there and started organizing all of our materials for the day, I remember this young freshman walks up to me and compliments me. In that moment, she will never realize the impact that she had on me that day. And it's because of her influence on me that I was able to deliver a successful chapter program.
I agree. During my very first week of chapter programs, the smallest compliments or words of encouragement impacted me to where I was able to deliver the curriculum much more clearly. We have been impacted by so many people. Our Florida FFA members have so much more of an influence on us than they will ever realize.
Just as the influence that the Florida FFA members have had on us, we've also had some amazing important people throughout our year influence us. In this session, we will be focusing on the Florida FFA alumni as they deliver their yearly report. We'll recognize some amazing, outstanding alumni affiliates. we will hear from the people who make us who we are, our parents, and hear the inspiring words of our state president, Mr. J.P. Prescott. But last but not least, we will be recognizing the next 8 individuals who will be taking over the Florida FFA Association and leading it with some infinite dedication. Now, let's get ready for this session, the 8th and final session of the 2020 Florida FFA celebration. Today, we are thankful for the continued support of our session sponsor, Fresh from Florida. Not only do they provide for our students, but they continue to provide for our agricultural educators through agri-science education leadership programs. The program seeks to empower educators with a greater agricultural knowledge and leadership experience as they prepare for the next generations of Florida's leaders. Nominated by the school district superintendents and reviewed by a selection committee, middle and high school agri-science teachers, science teachers, and administrators are chosen to participate each year. Participants have the opportunity to experience agriculture all across the state of Florida, as well as take part in a legislative session in Tallahassee. It is my honor to introduce to you the 2019-2020 class of the Agri-Science Education and Leadership Program.
Jerry Lipham, Wildwood Middle High School. Amanda Ellis, Silver Sands Middle School. Jenna Blakenbaker, Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. David Swartzvager, East River High School. Tanner Rosenbaum, Wilkinson Junior High School. Mike Castles, Hawthorne Middle High School. Emily Brown, QI Roberts Junior Senior High. Jessica Jones, Hale Middle School. Tracy Branson, West Nassau High School. Mari Orsenigo, Glade Central Community High School. Heidi Scuglia, Taylor County High School. Kelly Prescott, Lake Placid High School. Kevin Gamble, Gamble Rogers Middle School.
Tonight, we are honored to have with us our Commissioner of Agriculture, Nikki Freed, to bring greetings on behalf of Fresh from Florida.
Good evening, FFA members and guests. I'm Nikki Freed, your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I'm so sorry that I can't be with you today. The Florida FFA State Convention is a long-standing tradition. It's a place where members, alumni, advisors, industry partners, and other stakeholders come together to celebrate the achievements of the past and current generations of agriculture producers. It's a place for members to connect with their counterparts from across the state and other stakeholders in our agriculture community. And although this convention, like everything else right now, is a little bit different due to COVID-19, it's an experience that brings incredible opportunities. The 91st Florida FFA Convention is where generations of farmers have come to forge connections, learn about the history and potential for ag's future, and to celebrate our agricultural heritage. The connections you make here can help further your potential and foster your personal growth. Look around you. All of you represent the leadership of the next generation of Florida and America's agriculturalists. The FFA was founded by a group of young farmers in 1928 with a central mission of preparing future generations the challenges of feeding a growing population. In times like these, in a state like Florida, this mission has never been more critical. Almost 1,000 people move to Florida each day, and up to 30 million people could call Florida home in 2045. I cannot think of a time where the challenging of feeding Americans in the world has been more important. These are extraordinary times, and we face extraordinary challenges, but we're fortunate to have extraordinary young people, future leaders who will rise to meet these tests. All of you and all the Florida FFA 17,000 plus members are extraordinary. Your passion for agriculture is critical to our country's future. That is a fact worth celebrating. So as you gather and celebrate the accomplishments of past and present growers, take a moment to celebrate each other and your shared commitment to the FFA's mission. Now, Florida farmers have always faced challenges like hurricanes, droughts, and wildfires, and have always been able to adapt and be creative in the face of adversity. And although we're innovators, we have never faced a challenge quite like COVID-19. It has disrupted our supply and market chain and caused major crop losses of over $500 million in Florida. But in the face of these challenges, Florida farmers remained resilient, and the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services has been at their side every step along the way. We've created new resources like our Florida Farm to Commodities Exchange to help connect consumers directly to producers and move Florida-grown products to customers in the community. We've We work with retailers like Publix, Walmart, Whole Foods, and Sprouts, as well as large purchasers like counties and correctional facilities who purchase more Florida-grown commodities. We've launched Keep Florida Growing, a one-stop online portal with COVID-19 and agriculture-related information for Florida's farmers and ranchers, consumers, and news media. We've been working closely with the U.S. Department of Agriculture to communicate the needs and challenges Florida Ag is facing, calling for more federal assistance, expand federal purchases, and other actions to support our farmers. Despite the challenges, our growers kept moving forward, and we're working to support them every step along the way. And one part of that support is developing the talent of the future, which is why you are all here today. Florida agriculture would not be where it is today without innovation. And much of that innovation is driven by young leaders willing to look at challenges in new ways and try things that have never been done before. As you all know, the majority of agriculture companies employ FFA alumni today. That's one reason why it's critical to the industry that you maximize your experience with the FFA. You are the future leaders of agriculture, helping us to guide the industry through new obstacles. So make the most of your FFA membership, strive to do more, and be the best you can be. Make sure you recognize the importance of your advisors, as they are a wealth of knowledge and a valuable resource. Build connections with producers in your community. Take advantage of the Fresh from Florida free membership opportunities for FFA chapters. Fresh from Florida has championed Florida-grown products for over 30 years, helping drive $7 billion in sales for Florida farmers. It's an amazing return on investment that helps our growers compete and succeed in the global marketplace. Another area that's fundamental to the success of agriculture is educating the consumer, and that's where FFA can make a major impact. Many consumers don't understand the importance of buying Florida-grown products. As competition from foreign producers has grown over the years, we need to speak up and let consumers know the importance of supporting local producers. Being a loud and proud advocate of Florida agriculture and explaining these issues to your friends, families, and others in your community will make a huge impact. And make sure you explore resources that partners like UF-IFAS, FAMU, the USDA, and our department have to offer. We all want to see you succeed, and we want to give you the support to become the best version of yourself. So as you continue the celebration, you are continuing the deep traditions of FFA and Florida's agricultural community. The Florida FFA State Convention is a long-standing symbol of our state's agricultural community. It's linked to our past, but in the faces of every young person like you, every FFA member, it's a link to our future. Because you are the future, and I look forward to working with each of you to keep Florida growing.
A lot of people tend to think that their service to the Florida FFA Association ends after they're done wearing the blue jacket. But little do they know that that's where their service can just begin to take off. A lot of the opportunities that our members have would not be possible without the Florida FFA alumni and supporters. The Florida FFA alumni and supporters dedicates their time, efforts, and money to the 29,000 FFA members found all across the state of Florida. Let's welcome our Florida FFA alumni and supporters president, Doug Register, to bring the Florida FFA alumni report.
Good evening, Florida FFA. It is an honor to be a part of this virtual celebration of the accomplishments of the FFA members in Florida this year. The Florida FFA alumni stands ready to help in any way possible as you continue to reach and accomplish your goals. Over 12,000 FFA alumni members in Florida are dedicated to assisting local chapters and members in their daily activities as they strive for better days through better ways. Individuals are not required to be former FFA members in order to become alumni members. Anyone with a desire to support FFA is encouraged to join local alumni chapters and support the students of the blue and gold jacket, whether or not you ever wore the blue and gold jacket or not. We welcome parents, business leaders, friends, and supporters to join our ranks at the local level and assist local chapters in their daily activities. As a former FFA member and state FFA officer, in 1982, when I unzipped my jacket for the last time, I had a strong desire to continue my involvement with FFA members and continue to cheer them on as they reach for their goals. Through the FFA alumni, I have been blessed to continue that involvement in the greatest youth organization in the world. If you are a graduating senior or a parent I would encourage you to do the same thing and join your local alumni chapter. At the state level, we raise money each year at the state convention to support FFA through our live and silent auctions and our annual raffle. With the absence of the live state convention and fundraising for this year has been disrupted. However, the raffle tickets had already been printed before this pandemic disrupted our world in March. Therefore, we will continue our raffle through local chapters in the fall. We plan to send the blue ticket to the local chapters on October 1st. The tickets will be due back to the state FFA office on December 1st, and we will continue and draw for winners on December 7th. We encourage local chapters and alumni and friends to help us sell these tickets and recover some of the funds that we would have raised at the live state convention. Let's make this a record year as we look forward to a huge live celebration in June of 2021. Again, Florida FFA alumni, we applaud your accomplishments this year. And as always, if the FFA needs anything, the FFA alumni and supporters stand ready to help. Have a great night and a great year.
The Outstanding Alumni Affiliate Award is designed to recognize the infinite contributions made by our local alumni. Without these amazing people, the FFA members all across the state of Florida wouldn't have access to the amazing things that this organization has to offer. Let's take the time to recognize the local chapters with outstanding alumni affiliates.
The top 5 affiliates are 5th, Chiefland; 4th, Fort White; 3rd, DeLand; 2nd, Baker County; and the 2020 Outstanding Alumni Affiliate is the Williston FFA alumni. Congratulations and thank you to all of our alumni chapters.
We have some outstanding alumni members who have dedicated not only their time, but their efforts to their respected alumni chapters. This evening we will recognize 2 outstanding alumni members for their service to Florida FFA at all levels. Congratulations to tonight's outstanding alumni members.
The winner of the Outstanding Alumni Achievement Award is Justin Sharpless of the Lake Wales FFA alumni. The winner of the Outstanding New Alumni Member Award is Cody Martin of the Deltona FFA alumni. And the winner of the Gary Lee Scholarship is Audra Skinner. Congratulations to each of you for your contributions to the Florida FFA alumni.
The other officers tend to think of my mom as the crazy aunt / food provider of our state officer team. But sometimes she could tend to drive me up the wall. Whether it's asking me how my day was 12 times or always asking if I want some of her famous homemade dishes, sometimes it could be a bit much. The other officers tell me that I'm kind of crazy for thinking that, and sometimes I can't help but to agree that what she does is for the best.
Now Cole, I cannot lie, your mom is definitely awesome and she's the life of the party. Now back in my high school days, my dad was something else too. He was the favorite parent between all the band kids because he told them the embarrassing childhood stories of Taylor Burns. Now even though he always took my spotlight and my friends, I can't lie, my dad was a pretty awesome dude.
Even though they tend to drive us up the wall sometimes, they have been our biggest influence in our life. They have been our biggest mentors, supporters, and are not afraid to cook some amazing food for all of us to enjoy. Florida FFA, it is our privilege to introduce to you the people who have made this journey possible, our parents.
Life isn't too hard when you have a family like mine. I'm so grateful to have grown up with these people by my side. Kendall. Oh, Kendall. Not many people can make me laugh the way that you do. You may be 13 years older than me, but whenever we're together, we never fail to have a good time. Thank you for always being the best older sister I could ask for. I love you. Taylor. You may be my older brother, but you aren't the stereotypical one. You may have made fun of me from time to time, but you always let me know you cared about me. Thank you for being there to help whenever needed and for bringing Sadie, Henry, and Eleanor into our life. I love you, Taylor. Grandpa. Thank you for being one of the coolest people I know. Your kindness shines through in everything you do, and your handiness and creativity are unmatched. I've always enjoyed the time spent with you at your house, fishing, and hearing your stories. I love you, Grandpa. Dad, you are someone I will always look up to. You are calm and collected, and always ready to help those in need. You've always been supportive of me in everything I do, whether it's swimming or anything involving the FFA. You've been my biggest fan from day one, and I can't thank you enough. I love you. Mom, where would any of us be without you? You're the strongest person I know, and you're not scared to remind any of us that you brought us into this world and you can take us out of it. You care so deeply about each of us and are always there for advice or to make a sarcastic comment about putting more money in our therapy fund. You're someone I will always look up to, and I love you so much. Florida FFA, it is my absolute highest honor to present to you my parents, Tim and Susie Prescott.
The most important thing in the world to me is my family. My parents are some of the most selfless people, and I will do anything to make my siblings smile. Ava, you make me laugh more than anyone else in the world. From the horribly unattractive photos we have of each other, to watching TikToks in bed with Hazel, to joking about how dumb boys can be, you fill my life with humor and smiles. While we may not see each other every day, we both know that we are just one call away, and every moment I do get to spend with you is 10 times better because of the distance. Although our parents consider me successful, I know you will quickly surpass me with your musical talent, your authenticity, and your drive to accomplish whatever goal you put your mind to. Even if that goal is to spend all of my money at CBS. I love you, Beva, and I'll see you soon. Cole, aka Bubby, aka Chubb. No matter what name I call you, the title I'm most thankful you have is my brother. The world around us misunderstands you and our relationship, but I don't care about them. To me, you are perfect, and I will always be there to fight for you. In the future, let's watch more anime together and continue to lay on the couch and fight over the same blanket. Next year, I won't be around so much, so stay strong and don't let Mom drive you crazy. I love you, Chubb. Brooke, many people see you as a successful woman because of the company, or your public speaking abilities, or your beauty, but they always seem to forget your success as a mother. I know it couldn't have been easy to accept Cole and I into your life, but you accepted us as your own children, and we know we can always turn to you if we need someone to talk to or life advice. You also have been an amazing mom to Ava, and I thank you for bringing my sister into my life. I love you, and thank you. My dad has played so many roles in my life. He has been my chauffeur driving across the state to see me, my backup singer on our long car rides, my time traveler transporting me back to his youth with stories of his skiing career, my coach throughout my karate career, and the list could go on forever. My favorite role of his, though, is my father. The one I can always call or text, the one that sends me motivational messages at odd hours of the night, and the one who tries and fails to surpass me on rollerblades. Thank you, and I can't wait to see all the other roles you play for me in the future. Love you, Dad. Mom, your life hasn't been easy. You've been through a lot, especially raising Cole and I on your own. But all of that hardship has made you one of the strongest, most motivated people I know. I am constantly impressed by your faith in God, your success at work, and how many people love you without you even trying. You give the best hugs, the best advice, even though I don't always agree with it, and you're the best mother in the entire world. Thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for being selfless and working so hard for us. Thank you for the sacrifice and the struggles you hid. I love you, Mom. Thank you. Florida FFA, it is an honor to present to you the people I love most, my family.
Family sticks by you through thick and thin, from the times you fall to the times you rise. I am proud to have a family that always stays by my side. Morgan, you and I have certainly had our quarrels, but that is nothing compared to the number of times that we have been gasping for air laughing. Thank you for being your silly, high-energy self and making the last 17 years a bundle of fun, crazy, and entertaining moments. No matter what I do or the people that I meet, I am commonly only known as Morgan's brother and proud of it. You will always be my Mowgli. To my grandparents, thank you for being the greatest role models I could ever ask for and always supporting me in my endeavors. Grandma, Pa, Grandma Pate, and Papa Pate, I can't count the number of times that I've leaned on you for guidance and wisdom, and for that I am forever grateful and I love y'all. Mom, thank you for supporting me even when I'm being hard-headed. You have instilled in me a passion in decorating for holiday season and a love for fried squash and okra. You're always there to motivate Morgan and I to do the best that we can and to be humble in our accomplishments. I am forever thankful to have you as my mom and the person who always supports me. Dad, you have always been there to teach me a new life lesson or how to do something on my own. From riding in a tractor when I was just a baby to today, you have always been the man that I have watched to learn from. Thank you for teaching me the importance of having lifelong friends and how to be independent and think things through for myself. Without you, I certainly wouldn't have become the person that I am today. Florida FFA, I am proud to introduce to you my parents, Ronnie and Sherry Rapper.
When I was younger, I always asked my mom why we would go to my Nana V's house for Sunday lunch every Sunday. She explained to me that it was because every moment with family is so precious. Today, I'm so grateful to have been raised by such a strong and faithful one. To my mom and dad, thank you for your unconditional love and being so supportive of my dreams. I wouldn't be where I am today if you didn't provide and pray for my protection and success each step of the way. Every moment spent with the both of you by my side brings me so much joy. Now to my twin sister. Oops, I meant my mom. If we only had $1 for every time a stranger asked that, we would be rich. I hope one day to be just as strong, thoughtful, and beautiful as you. I am so blessed to have you. I am also blessed to have you as my stepdad, Jamie. I owe so much to you for shaping me into a better person, bud. Thank you. Sweet Caroline, my not-so-little sister and best friend. I love how close our relationship grows each year, and I only hope that I'm half the role model for you as you have been to me. Your heart inspires me to be my best self and to find the adventure in anything. I love you. While I may look like my mom, anyone that knows me know that I act like you, Dad. From cheering me on, even in the sports I was terrible at, or the speeches I bombed, you were always my biggest fan and forever will be. Thank you for your never-ending words of wisdom. Know that I will always be your little girl. Thank you for also bringing these incredible people into my life. Danielle and Aniston. While you've basically been a part of the family for years, I cannot wait to make more memories with you both in the future. Nana and Papa. Your house will always be my favorite place to stay. Some may say the reason is Nana's sour cream pound cake or Papa's story. But the real reason is your never-ending love and care. Thank you for your role in raising me. Nana V and Papa Jerry. I have been so blessed to call you my grandparents. Thank you for loving me like your very own. I have learned so much from the both of you. And I saved the best for last, Gaga and Big Daddy. You bring so much love and humor into our lives, and I only pray for a marriage half as fun as yours. I mean these words when I say, thank you from the very bottom of my heart for being the best support system. God has graced me with not one, but two incredible families. Florida FFA, it is with great love that I present to you my family.
I'd like to say thank you to my family and everything that you guys have done for me. I know it took a village to raise me, but I can't be any more appreciative for each of you. Melissa and Jeremy, I can't thank you enough for how much you've been there for me. From moving all the way to Louisiana to take care of me after Hurricane Katrina, to making sure I never went a day without smiling. I can't be more appreciative for the joy that you've brought into my life. You guys are truly the best aunt and uncle I could ever ask for, and the love and support that you've poured into me is something that I will always remember. Milan, you are the stepsister I never knew I needed, and I'm glad I have you. You have always been there for me through thick and thin, and I could have never asked for a better sidekick and partner in crime to get in trouble with. Whether it's sneaking out before the school night at 1 in the morning to get slushies, all the way to almost setting the house on fire when you leave me unattended to cook for 5 minutes. Thank you for teaching me how to keep smiling and pushing forward when life gets hard. Veronica, I'm very glad my dad found you. You've been there for me throughout life, and I appreciate you for everything that you've done for me. Thank you for all the advice and convincing my dad to say yes whenever he tells me no. You're the best stepmom I could ever have asked for, and life would be a bore without you. To my grandparents, you two have always been one of the biggest supporters in my life. Grandpa, from our talks about traveling the world all the way to our love for music, I now know where I get my awesome adventurous personality from, and I appreciate you for that. Grammy, no amount of words will ever be able to say thank you for what you've done for me. Whether it was waiting 12 hours in the heat at horse shows all day, all the way to making sure that I get whatever I need in my life. You have such a big heart and are so selfless, and I hope to pay you back for what you've done for me. Love you two forever and always. Dad, where do I even start? Thank you is the only thing that comes to mind, because when I think of you, I think of how selfless you have always been. Thank you for showing me to always reach for the stars and making sure that I make my wildest dreams come true. Thank you for always sitting with my animals in their stalls while I'm stressing out before a class, coming to my horse shows, and making sure I always have what I need before band practice started. Thank you for showing me that I need to reach above and beyond, and always making sure that my craziest dreams come true. I hope one day to give you everything and more, just like you did for me. Thank you for always being right there by my side to help me get through everything. You have always been there, and I'm glad that you've made me the person that I am today. Florida FFA, it is with great honor that I present to you my dad, Joshua Burns.
While my family looks a little bit different now, the love and support has remained the same through the years. Mom, whenever anyone asks me about where I get my sass from, you're always the answer. From our shopping trips to our afternoon naps, I'm so glad for our time together. You have taught me to be a strong, independent, and feisty woman. I love you more than your famous matzo ball soup and cheesecake. Poppy, where do I begin? Your love and dedication to our family has spoken volumes to me over the years. Your evident love for Mom has always been an example for how a man should treat me one day. You read my mind as soon as the thought pops in. I'm so thankful for the relationship we have and the role you've played in my life. I love you. Chris, although we're half siblings, you're my whole brother. Even at a young age, you were the one who could calm me down the fastest. I will always know that I have someone looking out for me, even if we're on opposite sides of the state. Kylie, thank you for marrying my brother. You have been the light of his life, and I'm so happy to have you as my sister. Thank you both for making me an aunt to two incredible people. Tyler and Haley both have huge hearts just as big as yours, and I'm so excited to see the people they become. Dad, our adventures together have been the most memorable. From New Orleans to New York City, our travel adventures have always had me excited for the summertime. I'm thankful for our frequent phone calls and life chats. We share a love for 60s on 6, long drives, and being adventurous. I'm so thankful I got to see the country from the window of your motorhome. I'll always be your Smalley Wally. Mom, I would be nowhere without you. We have gone through so much together. You have taught me to be a strong, independent woman who stands firm in her morals. I have had the honor for the past 19 and a half years of being your best bud. Driving across the state for random day adventures, horse days at the barn, and fondue nights make for unforgettable moments together. I love you up to the sky and beyond. Florida FFA, it is my honor to introduce you to my parents, Ron Dvorak and Lori Bruckheim.
Let's just say I would not be anywhere the person I am today without the love and support of my family. Whether I was at the baseball field, a bass fishing tournament, or an FFA event, no matter what I had in mind, my family has always been there to support me with a big smile on their face. Ava and Miley, where do I even begin? You two have made me realize the love I have in helping and caring for others. Although even though you two are much younger than me, I think you guys took care of me the same, if not more, than I cared for each of you. Ava, thank you for always being my rock. I wish I had half the strength you did, and by that I mean mentally and physically. Miley, thank you for literally always knowing what to say and when to say it, like what you said in this picture. Mom, if I said everything I want to do, I'd be talking for days, but I guess I could just simply start by saying thank you. You're always there to push me and guide me in the direction that I wanted to go. You have shown me what dedication truly is, and I wish to be half the parent you are one day. I love you, Mom. Shane, if it wasn't for you welcoming me and my mom so long ago, I know I wouldn't have the same love that I now have for the agriculture industry. Thank you for being there every step of the way. I am so blessed to not only have one but two families that have had the honor of raising me. Just kidding, we all know it took a village to raise me. Although I didn't live with this side of the family, they still were there alongside me, cheering me on. Casey, or as I know you, Booger. On a serious note, I strive to be the best influence I could possibly be, considering you strive to be just like your brother. P.S. I always won playing football in the house. Summer, I swear that I'll see you one day on TV clogging, making loads of money. You care for everyone you know and have a warm heart. Sherry, thank you for always keeping Dad in check. You've always been there to listen to my crazy stories, and that deserves a thank you in itself. Dad, thank you so much for introducing me to my second love, aside from the FFA, fishing. You and me both know that our fishing trips are much more than that. We would always use that time as much needed bonding or a quick catch-up, although we did catch a lot of fish too. I love you, Dad. Thank you for always being one of my biggest fans, but we all know that Mom will fight you for that position. God has truly blessed me with the best family anyone could ever imagine. Florida FFA, it is my honor to present to you my parents, Julie Hastings and Craig Hansen.
It might have taken a village, but my family raised me to be the best version of myself I could possibly be, and I wouldn't be who I am today without them. Shelby, I know we always joke that we're in competition against each other, but you have always pushed me to do my best and try my hardest at every opportunity that comes my way. Thank you for forcing me to go to my first FFA meeting and for always cheering me on throughout my time in the Blue Jacket. I know we haven't always been super close, but I will always look up to my slightly shorter, younger looking big sister. Mom, you always say you're my biggest cheerleader, and that has definitely been the truth this past year. Thank you for always encouraging me to do my best and for showing me why it's important to always keep learning. You show so much dedication in everything you do, and you make me want to pursue what I'm truly passionate about in all facets of life. Thank you for the spontaneous shopping trips and for teaching me how to roll with the punches and show grace when things don't go our way. Dad, you are one of my biggest inspirations. You have always shown me that it's never too late to change courses or try something new. Even 700 miles away, you still find a way to make it feel like you're at home. Thank you for leading by example in chasing your dreams and for always supporting me in mine. I promise I'll always try to remember to keep your flowers watered and take care of your self-proclaimed caladium and pineapple farm while you're off doing what you love. Florida FFA, it is my honor to introduce you to my parents, Carla and Brandon Ball.
JP is my youngest brother. He's 13 years younger than me, and because of this age difference, he's been mistaken for my son more times than we can count. While I'm not JP's actual parent, I've had the pleasure of watching him grow up, from his deep distrust of car washes as a toddler to his study dancing in the kitchen during high school. I've been able to see him grow into one of the most well-rounded, confident, open-minded, hilarious people I know. I'm so proud of you, JP, and I have no doubt that your success will continue into the future. Love you, buddy.
From the countless sleepovers as kids to the seemingly endless hours spent preparing for FFA contests, I've sadly spent a lot of time around JP. Although I've spent years being JP's friend, I will never understand how someone so naturally smart can have such a dumb sense of humor. I can't remember how many times I've seen JP cry from laughter over something like baked beans from Apples to Apples. I guess it's his ability to find the humor in any situation that makes him such a great friend and personal leader. Aside from his unexplainable humor, one thing I've always admired about JP is that he's annoyingly humble. Even though he seems to succeed at everything he sets his mind to, something painfully aware to me as his competitive friend, he's never been one to point out his own successes. I can confidently say that without JP as one of my best friends, my life would have been a lot less interesting.
I'm so proud and honored to be asked to say a few words about my brother JP. He's shown me and countless others what hard work and determination can do, and he has shown that it can be fun while doing so. I admire his work ethic and his attitude. When JP was a toddler, we could not get him to stop talking. He had a minor obsession with roller coasters, and he would chew on your ear for minutes if you allowed him to. His ability to communicate and express his passions were evident at a young age. Watching him grow into a young man, it has not been a surprise that he has excelled at everything he has tried and worked hard towards, minus playing the violin. In all seriousness, JP has exceeded our family's wildest expectations, and we are proud. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that I work for the Florida Department of Agriculture and that I feel obligated to say nice things about JP because I believe there's a chance that he'll one day be my boss. I'm proud to introduce my brother JP as he delivers his retiring address entitled, Why Do You Care?
I'm wrong. Should have done better than this. Please, I'll be strong. I'm finding it hard to resist. So show me what I'm looking for. Save me, I'm lost. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for you. I'll pay any cost. Save me from being confused. Show me what I'm looking for. Show me what I'm looking for. Oh Lord, don't let go. I've wanted this far too long. Mistakes become regrets.
Let's take a walk back in time to see 3 things that a young J.P. Prescott did not care about. Number 1, as you can see by the urban yet stylish color choice of my 2nd grade outfit, a young J.P. Prescott did not care if his clothes matched. I decided that I would support both Auburn and FSU, since those are my parents' schools, not at all paying attention to the fact that those colors are in no way acceptable to the human eye. You could also probably tell that my mom let me pick out my own clothes, which I'm not so sure was the best decision on her part. Number 2, a young J.P. Prescott didn't care about being a little out there. As you can see me smiling in my white undershirt and gym shorts that I accidentally wore to school on picture day. And finally, a young J.P. Prescott definitely didn't care about fixing his hair, something which I still have some trouble with today. Now, I'm not saying it's abnormal to be a little strange when you're young. I mean, we probably all had that one movie that we watched over and over again without any concern for the sanity of our parents or siblings. I'm sure my parents could act out The Little Mermaid right now in front of everyone if they wanted to, singing and everything. And you think I'm joking. But when I really started to look back on my childhood, I realized that things were different. Good different. A different that most people really can't describe. I distinctly remember what was important for me at the ripe old age of 5 years old. My 4-foot-tall self, just radiating scholarly wisdom, would walk into school every day for a total of 3 very sophisticated reasons. Number 1, I wanted to see some really cool light-up Skechers. Number 2, I wanted to play with wooden blocks and build a tower tall enough to touch the sky. And number 3, I wanted to have fun. Such a simple adjective was all that mattered in determining a good or bad day for me at that age. All I wanted was to see my friends and to have more fun than the day before, which truly isn't too hard when you're young and full of curiosity. As I got older, things began to change. Life became different. No longer were the days of only hoping to build a tower tall enough to touch the sky, or only worrying about what cool things my friends were going to bring to the much-anticipated show and tell that week. Life became less about wonder and curiosity and more about routine and structure. It went from a beautiful combination of fascination and experience to a duller, more serious endeavor. We may not all remember this change, but for most of us, it happened. The life of only caring about gaining knowledge and having fun was gone. Think about it this way. If we take a look into who we are today, even if our priorities may seem more relevant, can we honestly say that we care about the right things? When the world becomes hectic, we usually care about the next deadline or the next big event, not truly taking time to reflect on what's important to us. We begin to care about things that mean so little in comparison to what the world needs us to care about most. We care about the way we look. We care and worry about things that we can't change about ourselves. We care about being seen as cool or important or even as being worth anything at all. Life was much simpler when the most memorable thing about a day was seeing a cool pair of light-up Skechers. how can we be sure that we care about what's truly important to us and others? Maybe we're not the most popular person in the room, or maybe we're worried that no one cares. Maybe we've never been the person we want to be, or maybe we're not happy with who we see in the mirror. We all see insecurities in ourselves. But when we really dig deep, is that where our thoughts should linger? We begin to focus too much on our insecurities, our imperfections, our differences with others, that we forget what it means to deeply and truly care, what it means to change the lives of those around us. When we focus too much on our insecurities, we can't bring ourselves to focus on anything greater than ourselves. It's when we look past those insecurities that we're able to make real change in the world we live in. You may be asking, but how? If I'm struggling with myself, how can I even begin to focus on a greater goal? It starts with something so simple that it can be easy to overlook. It starts with us. Whether you know it or not, you have the power to make real change in the world we live in. That may sound like a bold statement on my end, but I know it to be true. It starts with believing that even with all of our doubts, our fears, and our insecurities, we can still make a difference. Another question might be working its way into your mind now. The question of why. If we live in a world where people are so preoccupied with aspects of their own life, why does it even matter if I care? The answer to this question can't be given by me. It has to be discovered by you. During my years in high school, when I wasn't doing something FFA related, I could probably be found with a group of my teammates organizing our yearly dance marathon. Now, there was a lot of work to do, and that could sometimes feel overwhelming, from organizing teams to gaining sponsors to even ordering supplies. As the day of the event approached, we were terrified. We were afraid that we had forgotten something or that we weren't fully prepared. But luckily, and due to some pretty stellar planning on behalf of our team, the event went off without a hitch. People laughed, danced, and played games, while we faced a lofty goal of raising $30,000 by the end of the night for the Children's Miracle Network. Sadly, by hour 5, things weren't running as smoothly as we anticipated. We weren't raising money at the speed we needed to, and something was off. We just couldn't quite figure out what. We were exhausting our resources and running out of ways to motivate our dancers. We rallied around an idea. We had one more guest speaker. During hour 6 of our 9-hour event, a very special person greeted the audience. As we rallied our dancers around the stage, our miracle child began to give her testimony. A miracle child is a patient that has been directly impacted by a Children's Miracle Network hospital. She spoke about the congenital birth defects she faced when she was born and the years of medical treatment required to ensure she had a good quality of life. Now, her story was incredible, but the most amazing part of the entire experience was the absolute silence. A room full of 300 teenagers, and nobody could hear a thing but the captivating words of someone that spoke from experience, how our efforts could change the life of someone in need. She cared so deeply about helping others. In that moment, we all realized that just by taking the time to care about a cause, we, being just teenagers, could change the lives of others in unimaginable ways. When I was prepping for this event, an event designed to raise money and awareness for a cause so important, did I really care? Or did I just want the event to run smoothly? I, who was supposed to be on fire for this cause, was simply going through the motions. All it took was the care and intentionality of one young girl to make all the difference, to create an incredible drive in 300 people, and to create an incredible drive in me. It was in that moment that I realized why I care. I care because it can start a chain reaction that can and will change the world. I care because when people know that they are cared for, they can become agents of change within themselves. I care because sometimes caring is all that someone needs, and I care because some of you out there are just like me. Maybe we're not who we want to be, or maybe we don't know why we should even care in the first place. I care because I've been there. I'm no stranger to going through the motions.
I've seen days when getting out of bed is the hardest thing to do, where I stayed up late because I couldn't imagine starting a new day when I had just gotten the motivation to start one that had already ended. Keeping myself busy because I knew that the second I had nothing to do, I would slip back into the same mindset that has plagued me for as long as I can remember. The mindset that I have to be something that I'm not to make others happy. Now, those days are awful, and it would be a complete lie to tell you that I'm past those days as I stand before you today. Although I've had my share of hard days, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. All it takes is for someone to invest in us for the change to occur. This can be as simple as a text from a friend on a day when nothing seems worth tackling. A support of a teacher on a day at school when things just didn't feel right, or a group that loves and supports us with all of our quirks and our imperfections. I know that no matter how I feel when I go to bed at night, I can wake up every single morning and put on a smiling and laughing face because the people in my life that care about me are always there to make any day worthwhile. Caring can turn a thought into a movement, but it can be so much simpler than that. Caring can be the final push that leads your CDE or LDE team to victory. It can be the fuel that sparks a successful fundraiser or service project. It can be what shows someone that they are loved and appreciated for who they are. And it can be the reason that some people are still here with us today. You may never know the true impact that your investment has on the people around you. Your time and care can truly change someone's life and give them the strength to get out of bed in the morning. During this year of a lifetime, I have come across a question that strikes fear into others. That question is, why do you care? Now, this question makes you think, and it really digs deep into your personality and your priorities. I've received some incredible answers to this question that prove that deep down, everyone here has a reason to make a difference. I care because it can start a chain reaction that will change the world. Morgan Young cares to make a difference. Noah Wagner cares because he's afraid if he doesn't, then who will? Abby Goins cares because it's too easy not to. Parker Cruz cares because if not him, then who? Mia Rodriguez cares because everyone deserves the same treatment that they themselves would want. Abby McCraney cares because some people have no hope. Bianca Ruiz cares because sometimes caring is all that someone needs. And Melanie Carvajal cares because everyone deserves a chance in life. Florida FFA, you are full of and surrounded by caring people. And you have shown me just how caring you are this year. And for your hospitality, I can't be more grateful. It has been the absolute highest honor to serve you all this year, and I truly hope that I made a difference, even if only for one person. Remember that when you truly care about what's important, you can change the life of someone in infinite ways. You can show someone that they are loved and appreciated for who they are. You can grant someone a purpose, and you can leave this world a better place. When you truly care, you can change the world. Now, the question that strikes fear into the hearts of others has turned to face each and every one of you. Florida FFA, show me how you can change the lives of those around you and answer this question: why do you care?
JP, you and I have been together since the start, so it only makes sense that we're together in the end. We've known each other for a decade now, and while I sometimes miss the tie-dye obsessed boy I met in 4th grade, I'm so proud of the man you've become today. Whether it was taking the blame for Lauren at the Capitol or flushing your state degree charm down a toilet, you've made us laugh so hard this year, even if in the moments before, we were crying. From your way with words, to your brilliant ideas, to your raw authenticity, you've had an impact on thousands of members And yes, I'm sad this chapter of our lives is concluding, but I couldn't have had a better partner to share it with. While our time together is coming to an end, the laughter, memories, and friendships are forever. Thank you for showing us how one person's passions have infinite impacts on each of us. We've grown as one together. While our time didn't last forever, our year is something we will always remember. Love, Maddie, Cole, Lauren, Braden, Courtney, Taylor, and Sydney. Florida FFA, your state president, Mr. JP Prescott.
Florida FFA, even though our year is coming to an end, the memories will infinitely last. This year has been a roller coaster ride, but with mostly highs. We've gone through CDEs, LDEs, and conferences. And even though this year has been crazy and we've faced a big challenge known as COVID-19, we will always make a way to recognize those outstanding members across the state of Florida. Now, we always have to remember that we have the power to influence students all around us, so let's get to it. In this session, we have recognized the outstanding Florida FFA alumni as they've delivered their yearly report, recognized the amazing outstanding alumni affiliates, met the people who made us who we are, our parents, and heard the inspiring words of your state president, Mr. JP Prescott.
Florida FFA, remember to cherish every moment, because while our time in this organization is limited, the memories are infinite. While our session is coming to a close, we have one more group of anxious individuals to welcome to the Florida FFA Association. At this time, I would like to welcome back our state president, JP Prescott, to announce our 2020-2021 Florida FFA State Officer Team.
1 year ago today, a group of individuals was elected to serve the Florida FFA Association with all of their hearts. They didn't know it then, but the year would be life-changing. Tonight, a new group of Florida FFA members will be elected to serve the state association and all of its members. You will experience challenges, but the memories you're going to make with members and the experiences you will have together are unmatched. Florida FFA, it's the time that we've all been waiting for, the election of your 2020 to 2021 Florida FFA State Officer Team.
FFA members and guests, your 2020-2021 Area 1 State Vice President, from the Alpha FFA Chapter, Morgan Rapper. Your Area 2 State Vice President, from the Middleburg FFA Chapter, Morgan Young. Your Area 3 State Vice President, from the South Lake FFA Chapter, Parker Cruz. Your Area 4 State Vice President, from the Windermere FFA Chapter, Jonathan Stevens. Your Area 5 State Vice President, from the Plant City FFA Chapter, Christian Ventravato. Your Area 6 State Vice President, from the Okeechobee Brahmin FFA Chapter, Aubrey Pierce. Your State FFA Secretary, from the Durant FFA Chapter, Emma Poole. And your 2020-2021 State FFA President, from the Bellevue FFA Chapter, Riley Rose.